impact on you. Because you can't change other people. And you certainly can't change the market conditions for, like the stock market. You can't change what your boss is going to do tomorrow. But what you can change is yourself. You can change whatever it is that you want to change about yourself. And that's the key, guys, to success. You guys like Eric Thomas talk about it. You hear Robert Kiyosaki talk about it. Donald Trump talks about it. The list goes on. Mark Cuban. I mean, what they're saying is no bullshit. It's life, man. This is life. You have to get fired up about your life. Because if you don't, no one's going to get fired up for you. And that's what I've been trying to say in my videos. And you know what? A lot of it starts with your finances. So, again, my YouTube channel, I think a lot of it has to do with your finances. I focused in on finances because, as I was talking to a friend today after we got out of the gym, and we were talking, and I said, your finances got to be legit. Otherwise, if your finances aren't right, a lot of other parts and areas in your life are not going to be right. They just aren't. And I firmly believe in that because, based on my experiences so far in life, with my IT career, everything that I've been through in my life so far, 34 years of living on planet Earth, it's been basically, the one thing that's been guaranteed to me is change. And so I can either adapt or I can just I can give up. I can either double down on myself or I can just put my head in the sand and start tipping back the bottles and just hoping and praying that somebody comes along and gives me a handout. That's not the way it works. Especially if you want to be successful, especially if you want to do things in life. Alright? Now, I'm kind of shifting gears here a little bit. I'm going to bring it back and we'll get back to the update on me personally and like where I've been and how things are going with the day trading. Alright? But just some things to keep in mind for you guys as you're going through your journeys and your ventures in life. Things are going to change. So just keep in mind some of the things that I'm telling you right now because it's, it's complex. So, getting back to my update, I lived off of my money that I basically set aside for a rainy day. Because you always need to prepare. You need to prepare for that storm. Alright, and this is something we were talking about earlier, me and my friend were today. And then this is kind of the reason why I'm making this video right now, because it kind of sparks some ideas. So I figured I'd, shoot the video while, I'm thinking about it. So, get back to my update. 10 months now. I planned for the rainy day. I was able to make most of my wealth last for 10 months. I could have kept going without, going back and getting a part-time job. I could have kept going. But I didn't really want to take that chance. And I really didn't want to put myself in a position where, here when my money does run out, say like 2 years, because realistically, I could have lived without a job for the next 2 years and just went to school full time, trying to get my new degree in drafting and engineering. But I said, you know what? Why do that? Why cause myself more stress? Because again, the only thing guaranteed is change. All right, and you're gonna get those storms like Eric Thomas talks about, where you're gonna encounter a storm. Okay, so for me, realistically, it was probably my car. My car's paid off, but if my car broke down on me, hey, I need a ride. I need transportation to get places, And so I knew that. And with not having a job, it puts a lot of strain and stress on the money that I had that was my cushion. So I decided, well, let's just go get a part-time job. Because I didn't want to go back to IT. IT, for me, is gone. Okay? I hate it. I hate that industry because Your life is dictated by computers. You never sleep. You're on salary. So your boss is expecting you to just work until the problem's fixed, which could be 8, 16 hours later. You're not getting paid for it. It was things like that would really, really bother me. So I decided, let's go back to school, change careers. Because I have control over what my life is going to be like. I didn't want my life to be like that for the next, 10, 20 years. Especially because I'm not enjoying it. For me, it sucked. Now, for a lot of people, they like IT. They get into it. They're passionate about it. I lost that. And I knew I was fucked if I didn't change my course in life, my financial future. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about here, guys. You're going to encounter storms. I encountered a storm there. I'm going back into one right now, going to school. I got to finish this program. I got, 3 years left before I graduate with a new degree and then have to go back out and find another job. Okay? So I'm in a storm right now. And I think it's funny because, in life, when you're going through life, you're going to notice that when you're doing good, you probably just came out of a storm. It's like Eric Thomas talks about in some of his videos. He talks about this whole storm theory, and I think there's a lot of truth to it. You're either in a storm, going into a storm, or coming out of a storm. And so you always have to be prepared. Part of my update here is to let you know what happened with me in my day trading, why I'm going back and getting a part-time job. So things have changed a little bit. My outlook on life has changed. I've developed myself in a few different areas that I wasn't so much developed in when I was shooting some of those videos on investing and day trading. Okay? But a lot of what I was showing you in those videos with the investing and day trading, it works. It works. Just all you have to do is apply it. Okay? And, if you're losing money on it or doing some of the stuff that I was telling you to do and you're finding it hard to do or it's not working exactly, the way you wanted it to, certainly don't go pointing the finger at me because I warned you. Okay? I told you, hey, this is going to be tough. These are just recommendations that I'm making. Alright? So it may not work for you, 100% the way you want it to. But don't point the finger at me because I did warn you. And I did, in a couple different videos, you'll hear me say that, as a disclaimer, I'm not telling you to go out and do this. I'm just making recommendations because there are consequences to stuff if you don't have a plan in place. So, again, you want to have a plan. Alright? Don't just go floating through life, being a fucking accident or a robot. Like, you want to have a plan, man. Get fired up about your life because you only get one life to live. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now. And, it's October. We're almost done with October. I got a part-time job. I'm still debt-free. I got my car paid off. I got money in the bank. I got money in assets, hard assets. I pulled away from day trading for a little bit here because I want to see what happens to the markets. Things are just really risky right now. We don't know really, after August when China went down and then our markets went down, it's kind of up in the air right now. It's a big question mark as to where financial policy is headed for our country. So it's just, things like that where if I don't have to be playing the markets and playing volatility, which would be like, the market's going up or down, I think at this point what I'm doing is just putting my money in cash, holding on to liquid cash, because I feel like we're at a point right now here in the economy that we haven't been in a place like this since 2008, and before that probably the Great Depression time frame, like 1929. So we're living in some crazy times right now, guys, and I just, one thing I know is if you don't know what to invest in, go ahead and just hold cash. I mean, Mark Cuban talks about that all the time, being, hey, holding cash is a great way to go, because when prices drop on assets that are in the markets, either locally or globally, you have cash. So if the prices go down, guess what? You can buy in on pennies on the dollar and then wait for the markets to rebound and make a lot of money. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now, just holding on to cash. Went out and got another job because the day trading thing, I mean, it's fun. You can make a lot of money doing it. It'll get you through, if you know what you're doing, you can get through some pretty good storms, like I was talking about, and not really have to worry about going out and getting a job right away. So those are some good positive things I pulled from it. I'm certainly not done with it. I'll continue doing it. Just right now, I'm going to hold off for a little while on the day trading side of it and just stack my cash, and save and accumulate cash. That way, when I feel like the timing is right again, I can jump back in and continue what I was doing, except in a lot better market conditions that are more stable, a little bit easier to predict. Okay? And again, you can't predict the future, but you can certainly increase your odds of knowing where the markets are going to go if you've got good timing. And I think that's probably one really key element that I've picked up over the past 10 months of my experience in day trading is that the markets, one key thing to making profits in markets is just timing. It's just, getting in when the markets are low, like when the prices are low, and then selling when, they've made their rebounds and they've went up in prices. It's pretty simple, but we make it so complicated because all these little strategies and, whispers in the ear from different sources that you get distracted. And then it's kind of like what I was talking about with your circle of competence or your circle of interest. In one of my previous videos, I was talking about that. You got to have focus. So just keep these things in mind, guys. I'll make another video here shortly. And I don't know what I'm going to touch on yet. Probably just be something just like this, unrehearsed, just straight off the top of the head, things that I've got in my mind right now. So, stay tuned. I'll put another one out here soon, but remember, again, weather that storm, plan for that rainy day, because if you're doing that, life's going to be a whole lot easier for you guys. All right? Anyways, I'm going to sign off here, and I'll talk to you guys here soon.